ഇന്ന് നമുക്ക് നൈൽ നദിയിൽ കൂടെ ഒരു ബോട്ട് യാത്ര നടത്താം. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നതാണ് നൈൽ നദി. നൈൽ നദി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അതിൻ്റെ പ്രത്യേകത എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മോശേനെ പണ്ട് വധിക്കുമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ ഒഴുക്കി വിട്ട നദിയാണ് നൈൽ നദി. എന്നിട്ടാണ് ആ രാജ്ഞി എടുത്തിട്ട് മോശേനെ വളർത്തിയത്. ഇനി നമ്മൾ ബോട്ടിൽ കയറിയാണ് പോകുന്നത്. ഞങ്ങൾ 2 ബോട്ടിലായിട്ടാണ് സഞ്ചരിച്ചത്. ഇതാണ് ബോട്ടിൻ്റെ ഉൾവശം കാണിക്കുന്നത്. സീറ്റ് അറേഞ്ച്മെൻറ്റും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഇങ്ങനെയാണ്. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ പോകുന്നത് ഫറവോയുടെ വില്ലേജിലേക്കാണ് പോകുന്നത്. അവിടെ പോകുന്ന ആ വഴിയിൽ കൂടെ എല്ലാം ഓരോരോ സ്റ്റാച്ചുകളും അവരുടെ ദേവന്മാർ, അതുകൂടാതെ അവരുടെ പഴയ പണ്ടുകാലത്ത് അവർ ചെയ്തിരുന്ന പണികളും അങ്ങനത്തെ ഓരോന്നും കാണിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഇത് വേറൊരു ബോട്ട് നൈൽ നദിയിൽ കൂടെ പോകുന്നതാണ് കാണുന്നത്. ഇതാണ് നൈൽ നദി. ശരിക്ക് കണ്ടോ എല്ലാവരും? അങ്ങനെ എല്ലാവരും ബോട്ടിൽ കയറി. എന്നാൽ നമുക്ക് നൈൽ നദിയിലെ കാഴ്ചകളെല്ലാം കണ്ട് നമുക്ക് പോകാം. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ കാണുന്നത് ഇത് കുഞ്ഞിനെ മോശേനെ രാജ്ഞി എടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നതാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ കാണുന്നത്. കൊച്ചിനെ രാജ്ഞിയുടെ കയ്യിലാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ മോശ ഒഴുകി വന്നിട്ട് രാജ്ഞിയുടെ കയ്യിൽ കിട്ടുവാണ്. ആ രംഗം അവർ അവിടെ അഭിനയിച്ച് കാണിക്കുന്നതാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇങ്ങനെ ഓരോ രംഗങ്ങളും ഓരോ സ്ഥലത്ത് ചെല്ലുമ്പം അവരിങ്ങനെ കാണിച്ചു തരും. നമുക്കത് കാണുമ്പോൾ മനസ്സിലാകും എന്താണ് അവർ കാണിക്കുന്നത്, നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും.
Now life in ancient Egypt comes alive with scenes of agriculture and industry. The nobleman and his wife are enjoying the fresh air in their garden pavilion. They are playing a game called senet, a game for 2 players, a form of which is still played in Egypt today. Ploughing is the first operation in preparing the land for cultivation. And here we see the ploughman with his team and the simple wooden plough. After ploughing, the heavy clods of soil are broken up with a hoe, and then furrows are made with the broad-bladed mattock. The sower scatters the seed from a small bag or basket, and sheep follow the sower to press the seed into the tough soil with their feet. Beside the houses in the background are pigeon towers. The Egyptians kept pigeons for food, and they were used for carrying messages, especially for the army. The fields are irrigated by means of the shidoof, which works like a balance, with a bucket at one end of the long pole and a heavy stone as a counterweight. Shidoofs are still sometimes used in the Egyptian countryside. When the grain is harvested, the sheaves are carried to the threshing floor in a net bag hung on a long pole. The pharaonic village covers an area of 32 acres, where people dressed in the clothes of ancient times perform their daily tasks in agriculture, industry, religious affairs and home life, using replicas of the tools and instruments of the ancient Egyptians. When Dr. Abdusalam Regeb took over the village from his father, he expanded it with
the pieces of his body which were gathered from all 42 provinces of Egypt. When I brought Osiris back to life, we were able to conceive my son, Horus.
God of the sun and moon, my wicked uncle Set murdered my father. But Thoth, the god of wisdom, healed me and I fought on. In the end, I triumphed and won back the throne. The symbol of my lost eye, the
keeper of a secret name, my most carefully guarded possession. But the goddess Isis tricked me and slew me.
I am Tutmosis III, Pharaoh of Egypt, but you may know me as the stepson of Queen Hatshepsut. When my father died, he appointed my stepmother Hatshepsut and commanded the army in my place, and I had those same images destroyed and her name stricken from the walls of the temples and tombs. I was sure that if I destroyed those relics, the world would forget her. But she has not been forgotten. And so, despite my 17 military campaigns and my great successes as Pharaoh, I am often remembered only as Queen Hatshepsut's stepson.
Until my 5th year of reign, is satisfied. But capital, and it was there that she gave birth to my son Tutankhamun. But when I died, the people forsook my God and betrayed our tent to worship Amun once again. Even
In the southern lands, my wife Nefertari and I built a new temple, Abu Simbel, and near Thebes we constructed the Ramesseum temple in the desert. With my army, I defeated the Hittites, the Nubians, foreign sea pirates, and all.
Dwarf god Bes was a great favorite with the Egyptians. He was believed to protect people against snakes and scorpions. The next process is winnowing, when the grain is tossed up into the air so that the lighter chaff or husk will blow away on the wind. The grain is then taken to be stored in the silos. The scribe makes a careful record of all the grain which is being stored. This was important for taxation purposes, as there was no money in Egypt in pharaonic times. Honey was used for sweetening by the ancient Egyptians, as sugarcane was not grown in Egypt in those days. Beehives were made of pottery tubes piled up in rows, and in some parts of the country, beehives are still made this way today. The wood expanded and the rope shrank, so the boat became completely watertight. A royal boat of this type can be seen in the museum beside the Great Pyramid of King Cheops at Giza. The palm tree was a valuable resource for the Egyptians. The trunk was used in the Nile and its fishing was also popular as a sport. One method of fishing can be seen here, where a net is stretched between two boats, and the fisherman hits the water with a stick to frighten the fish into the net. Let's see.
While you are playing, stick biting, partially, and wrestling.
The building was covered with a thick layer of mud, which acted as insulation against heat, wind, and rain. Glass making was introduced into Egypt after inlays, amulets and small vessels, which were formed around the core, as glass blowing was not invented until the 1st century BC. In Ptolemaic times, Alexandria became a centre of which helped the Jewish The Egyptians are also famous for mummifying their dead. Mummification is basically dehydration, and to speed up this process, the internal organs of the body were removed and preserved and wrapped in several layers of linen bandages. 70 days. Pottery making is one of the oldest crafts in Egypt, dating back to about he kicks the wheel round with his foot. The handles are added afterwards, and the pot is dried in the sun for a while before being fired. Now for a little Egyptian magic. This scene shows the different stages in decorating a stone wall. First of all, the surface is leveled, then smoothed and polished with a piece of hard stone. Grid lines are marked in red on the prepared surface to ensure accurate enlargements of the original drawings. The artist copies the outline onto the wall, working from the sketch made by the chief artist on a small slab of stone or a piece of papyrus. Then the sculptor carves the design in relief with his mallet and chisel. Finally, the details would be painted in colour to make the picture look as realistic as possible. Outlined on one side, and then the sculptor carves out the figure, rounding it off first on the front and then on the back. Smooth. The inside is hollowed out with a drill, chisel, an adze and a bow drill for boring holes. Arrows, swords, battle. Perfumes were very popular in ancient Egypt and consisted chiefly of papyrus papermaking, for which the government had the monopoly. The lowest part of the stem is the best part for papermaking. It's out in the hot sun, and the piece of paper is ready.
In the inner parts of the temple, or these types of offerings. So let me show you the offerings room. Here, follow me to see the houses of the ancient Egyptian people. This is the house of the noble people, the leaders. Let's see the other rooms of the house. This flour she could bake pizza or bread or to make fire. Let's see how long he will take to be able to make fire. Here he just took 2 seconds because we put match.
ഫറവോണിക് വില്ലേജിലെ കാഴ്ചകളാണ് നമ്മളിപ്പം കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. അവരുടെ പഴയ കാലത്തെ ഓരോരോ കാര്യങ്ങൾ അവരവിടെ ഇങ്ങനെ കാണാനായിട്ട് എല്ലാം റെഡിയാക്കി വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആ കാഴ്ചകളാണ് നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്.